What's up guys, Blake here from GuideToVaping.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing the OBS Engine RTA. Now, if you're not familiar with the OBS engine, it is a rebuildable tank atomizer. And for those of you new guys that don't know much about rebuildables, basically you actually rebuild the coil in this tank, rather than what you're used to with the coil already built inside the tank. So since I'm able to build these coils myself and wick it myself, I can determine its performance. But there's one thing about rebuildable tank atomizers is that I'm not so great at wicking them. Now, in my last video, I had to review an RTA and I built it just fine. I wicked it just fine. Everything was just flawless. There was no leaking issues and it just worked great. That's a lot different from in the past, because when I used to try to build RTAs, I used to try to wick them, I would always have either a leaking issue or I would have dry hits. However, with the way that that last RTA was designed, it was designed great. It made it dummy proof to mess up on the wicking. And the result was me having a good experience from it. Now with the OBS Engine RTA, I'm hoping to have the same experience. Now, although this RTA is a bit different from the last one, it still uses the basic design. You have your velocity style deck, and then you have your cotton where you run it down into some holes or push it up against some holes in the bottom of the deck. It seems pretty easy, but if you don't have the right amount of cotton, the right amount of wicking, and then you'll either have a leaking issue or you'll have dry hits. Now, there is one thing that's different about this RTA though, and it's a game changer basically. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and dive down and take a closer look at the OBS Engine RTA. Alright guys, so you are looking at the packaging for the OBS Engine RTA. As you can see, it says OBS here at the top. It's got the Engine RTA here on the front. On the side, it says Engine, letting you know the model of this tank. On the right side, it says OBS, which is the brand of the tank. The bottom is a QR code to OBS. And then at the top, there is a URL to obsinsmoke.com. Now on the back side, it says Engine at the top, and then it says top dripping, top airflow tank TC. So it shares some information about that. Then it says oil guide, cotton absorbs juice itself. It tells you a little information about that. And then at the bottom it says standard configuration, which is one OBS engine and one RTA accessory series bag, as well as one spare glass tube. At the bottom, we have a scratch check for authenticity. It has color options here to indicate what color this OBS engine is, which is black, and they have it indicated there. And that's about all there is to it. Let's open up the packaging. So let's pull it open. And the first thing you'll see is this OBS engine here at the top. Then we have that glass tube. And then we have a screwdriver here at the bottom. Now let's pull out this RTA. Then if we pull up this foam piece here, look down in here, let's see if we can get this thing out. Then we have a user manual for the OBS engine. Pull up this piece here, if it'll come open. And then we have, let's see, here's that poly bag. Got the poly bag with some let's see, it comes with some coils, it comes with some O-rings, some spare screws, and they also included some cotton. Alright guys, so the first thing that you need to know about this is that it has a 25mm diameter. The next thing that you need to know is the tank here has actually a 5.2 mil e-liquid capacity. And then the next thing is it has this diagonal wide bore Delrin drip tip here at the top, which is replaceable. And then it has this adjustable triple airflow here at the top. One here, here, and here. Adjusting that airflow is pretty simple. You just simply turn it and it adjusts each one. Now, one cool thing about this tank is that it has a top fill design. However, the top fill design is very unique. So if you want to fill the tank and you want to do it very easily, you simply just pull up this top piece here, just slides up, and then you can fill the tank from this port. Once you've filled it up and you're done, just simply push it back down and you're good to go. Now, another cool thing about this RTA is that it has an isolated deck. So if you want to get into his deck and actually throw your coils in there, then you just simply screw this bottom here. So you unscrew, unscrew, and then you just pull out, and there's your deck. Now, if we look at this deck, you can see that it has a very simple design. You've got the velocity style 2-post design here. We got the side mounted screws. We got the 2 terminals per post, as you can see on both. And then you can see that wicking this thing is pretty simple. So as you can see, you'll put your horizontal coils here on each side, and then when you hang over the cotton, you'll simply stuff it into this little hole here. Then once you have your build ready to go, you're all done and wigged up, you just simply screw it back on. It's got a little locking feature, so find that little locking feature that it has, and then you simply screw it back on. And that's it. That's how easy it is, guys. All right, so that's it for the close-up for the OBS engine. Let's take it up to some FaceTime and see how well it actually performs. All right, guys, we are back. You just got a close-up of the OBS Engine RTA. And if you want to share your thoughts in the comments, please let me know. However, I am here to share my thoughts with you and tell you how well it performed. Now, before we went to a close-up, I told you guys that this tank is much different from the other ones. In fact, I told you it was a bit unique, and I feel that its one feature is very noteworthy. Now, you guys seen the deck, and the way that the deck is, it's got this velocity style like normal RTAs lately, and you even have that wicking style that I liked from the last RTA that I used. All you do is you put your coils in there, you slide your cotton through, you put your cotton down, either butt it up to those holes real good or insert it into those holes at the bottom of the deck. But even if it has an easy way to wick, like these 2 RTAs have been for me, you still have the potential of leaking, or do you? So you see, the way this OBS RTA was designed, it was designed where the airflow is not at the bottom like most RTAs. So since the airflow has been placed here at the top, I have no worries of any leaking. Now, I do have worries of maybe flooding out those coils because I didn't wick it just right, or dry hits because I didn't wick it right. But when it comes to leaking, the issue that I've always had with RTAs, you definitely won't get it in this, being that the airflow is at the top of the tank. Now, the question you might be wondering, did he wick this right? Did everything go smooth? How was it for somebody that's not good at wicking? If you out there think that you suck at RTAs, you suck at building them, you suck at wicking them, I'm in the same boat with you. However, I find different RTAs that work good for me. The OBS is one that I thought I might do well with, and I just so happen to do very well with it. Check it out. As you see, it cannot leak, and it performs like a monster. Now, I threw in 2 clapped-in coils. We got dual clapped-in coils. I'm pushing 60 watts. We have 0.4 ohms. Like, no matter how I built this, no matter how I wick this, there's no way that this thing is gonna leak. Since that airflow is at the top, I don't have any leaking issues. I know that no matter what, even if I did fuck up the wicking, I still won't have no leaking issues. And that's the thing that I hated most about RTAs. If you didn't do it just right, you had liquid all over your mod, and it was just a pain in the ass. And like I said, I don't have that issue with this OBS engine, and that is why I think this RTA is definitely a good one. So guys, I'm gonna throw out a few more clouds and show you what this OBS Engine RTA can do with a good build and a good wick setup. Here we go. That's 60 watts. Let's take it up a bit. I'm not trying to kill my office today because I got so much to review here. But let's go to 70 watts. You guys know that's on the high side for me. So 70 watts. It's just a perfect tank. You know, I used to always want to use RTAs. But like I said, that leaking issue, the whole wicking thing, you had to do it just right. Well, with this OBS engine, you don't have to do it just right. You simply build your coils, you install them, then you slide your wick through your coils, put the wick down into the holes where it fills the holes. Make sure when you're putting it in the holes that it's tight in those holes. Once you do that, go ahead and prime it, throw some juice on those coils, throw some juice on that wicking, then put your tank together, fill it up, and then you're good to go. I'm telling you guys, this tank is very, very easy to set up. And if you're looking for any RTA out there, this is one that I definitely recommend just because it's so damn easy. I promise you, if I can do this, you definitely can do this. So here we go, a few more clouds, guys, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. All day. Alright guys, so that is about it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed looking at this product and me telling you about it. Now, if you want to know where you can pick up this OBS Engine RTA, then I will leave a link in the description of this YouTube video, or if it's on Guide to Vaping and you're watching the review from there, I'll make sure that I'll link it inside the post. So as always guys, thanks again for watching the video, and until next time, vape on.